Obeisances to you and all the devotees. This is Krishna Kumari Devidasi from Raleigh. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Kumari Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining every day and giving your sweet association to us. Welcome to the call, Mataji. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavas Pranams. Oh, glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj and all the devotees here present. This is Eka Radhika Lila Devidasi.
Hare Krishna, Ekaradhika Lila Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. And thank you for your wonderful chanting. Welcome to the call, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Susmita Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Vinita Gandharvika Devidasi from College Station, Texas.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandhavika Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for your wonderful association and for all your services. Welcome to the call, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Is there anyone else who would like to introduce themselves? Okay. Hare Krishna. Welcome to Bhakti Sanga Japa conference call today. Today we are so fortunate to have His Grace Radha Pramod Prabhuji to enlighten us on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam, 7th Canto, 13th chapter and sloka number 18. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for giving your valuable time and association to us this morning. Before handovering the call to Prabhuji, I would request ParamapābanīŠyāmā Mataji to introduce Prabhuji. Thank you. Mataji, over to you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji, for the opportunity of this seva. Dear devotees, today we have our speaker, His Grace Radha Pramad Prabhuji, who came to the Krishna consciousness in 2001 and got initiated in 2006 by His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj. He completed Bhakti, like all Bhakti courses from Bhakti Vedanta Vidyapita from BVRC, and the services he gracefully renders is managing a preaching center in Hyderabad, training and educating corporate youth, giving daily sessions on Asta TV and other local channels. And he also conducts online Bhagavatam sessions for many devotee groups all around the India. Here is very brief introduce for our today's speaker. Handing over the call to you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much for the brief introduction about Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Please accept my humble obeisances again. Now I will hand over the call to you, Prabhu. Whenever ready, please take over the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudhirayet Nashtaprayesha Vadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Ruttama-shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 13, entitled the instructions. We'll see. 13th chapter. Yeah, the perfect behavior of a perfect person. And text. Nate shayanasya niruddhamasya brahman nuharto yata eva bhoga abhoginoyam tava vipradeha pivayatastad vadana kashmamam chet. O Brahmana, full in knowledge of transcendence, you have nothing to do, and therefore you are lying down. It is also understood that you have no money for sense gratification. How then has your body become so fat? Under the circumstances, if you do not consider my question impudent, kindly explain how this has happened. Purport by His Divine Grace, Abhay Charana Arvinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Generally, those engaged in spiritual advancement take food only once, either in the afternoon or in the evening. If one takes food only once, naturally he does not become fat. The learned sage, however, was quite fat, and therefore Prahlad Maharaj was very much surprised. Because of being experienced in self-realization, a transcendentalist certainly becomes bright-faced, and one who is advanced in self-realization must be considered to possess the body of a Brahmana. Because the bright-faced saintly person was lying down and not working and yet was quite fat, Prahlad Maharaj was puzzled and wanted to question him about this. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namini. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pacharini Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So I thank for the opportunity to speak on Bhagavatam. So we are discussing on 7th canto of Bhagavatam. This is a very interesting section. Now, important thing is how this personalities, especially self-realized persons, how they act, how they perform, and how they are behaving and all these things. It's an actually important question for all of us. Because if we see, Arjuna also asks in 2nd chapter, as soon as Krishna explains, okay, this person is so-and-so, so-and-so, immediately Arjuna questions, okay, you are telling about a person and you have explained that by doing this, what all a person will get. Now, I have a question. How does this person, Sthita Prajnasya Kha Bhashas, he is what type of language, how does he walk, how does he sit? Sthitadir kim prabhaseda, kim asita vrajeta kim. Arjuna is asking such questions. How does he sit? How does he walk? How does he... It's not just his walking style or some laughing style or talking style. He's just asking that how does he engage with the senses and all. Now here, why it is important for us? Because we are also aspiring for it. And we want to know what will I become once I come to a stage of self-realization. We want to know what I will be. Like before Prabhupada went to America, there are so many versions of Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita was famous even that time also. Many people wanted to read and they were reading also. But what happened is not many people could become devotees even after reading Bhagavad Gita, which didn't happen. But when Prabhupada went to America, when he gave version, we cannot say that there are no authentic, there are translations by Ramanujacharya and others. Some might have read them also, and so many other not very authorized versions are also available. But what is happening is that not many people are becoming devotees. Not many, hardly people became devotees reading Bhagavad Gita. Why? What is the most important thing is they wanted to see an example. I read Bhagavad Gita. Now so many things are spoken in Bhagavad Gita, and I want to see how does a person who reads Bhagavad Gita, how does he look like? And when Prabhupada, he went there, he spoke about Bhagavad Gita, and then they saw a personality Prabhupada. Then they understood, okay, if I read Bhagavad Gita, I'll be like this Swamiji. That is actually what they understood. Okay, if I read Bhagavad Gita, I'll be behaving like Swamiji. I'll become like this personality. And Prabhupada was so exemplary and in his way of dealings, and is very calm and is composed and many things that inspired. So for them, they are seeing one side, the teachings of Bhagavad Gita, another side, they are seeing a person who is living Bhagavad Gita. That is the main thing. Many thousands of people could become devotees. It is not just reading or hearing. We want to see a very solid example in front of us. That makes a difference. That's why it is very important that we see a saintly people. We associate with them, we be with them, and it makes a great difference in our consciousness also. Now, the purpose of all the Vedic systems of education and all these rituals and so many things that are given in the Varnashrama duties, ultimately to bring a person in the association of a saintly people, to give him saintly association. Say I am doing rituals regularly and I am getting benefit out of my rituals. I did this yajna, that yajna, and then because I am connected to all these rituals and yajnas and I'm sacrifice, and I am told I'll go to heaven and I'll have good children, I'll become very wealthy, rich and happy. So I have to do all these things. And that is a motivation for me to be happy in this world. It is very much recommended that you do all these rituals. And then why it is said like that? So that slowly you will get an opportunity to associate with a saintly person, and you'll achieve. Then there is a change in heart. That is the advantage. Like say, if somebody is doing sacrifices and all, then they say, okay, some great personality came, Narada Muni came. Can we invite? We should invite him also for the sacrifice. And if like they come to the sacrifice, then they will just try to give them some spiritual knowledge also. That is the advantage of being with saintly people. We get their association. That is the whole purpose, the main purpose. Other things are also there. You enjoy, you get sense gratification, you make so many other things in life. But ultimately, one important thing is we get saintly association. What happens in saintly association is there will be change in heart. We will discuss that. But here we have to see an example in front of us who is living according to the teachings that we are hearing in Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. We need a living example. That's why saintly people move around in this world so that people will get their association. That is the main service for them. They just go around and give their association to all the living entities in different persons. So Sudhir Goswami, it is said that he does not stay at one house more than the time it takes for milking a cow. Like that. Anyway, the main thing is that this is the one of the important aspect to understand why the things are given like that. People are told to be very dharmic. It is religious, but not just to perform their dharma, but ultimately to get the highest dharma. Savai pumsam paro dharmo ito bhakti radokshaje ahaituki apratiyata ye atma suprasidati. So they get the highest dharma, slowly following them. And another thing is that there is there is another understanding about the saintly people. Here, what is important is saintly people, there all the 5 elements are pure. This is second point I want to say. First is we need a living example. Second is the saintly people, the 5 elements which we are seeing around earth, water, fire, air, and ether, in a subtle level there's not just gross elements, they are much more subtler than what we understand. What happens here is the saintly persons, because of their work on their consciousness, they purify the elements in the body. What we see is mixture and it's a contaminated state. But with pure devotee, they're all completely pure. Just being in presence, just being in the presence of pure elements, pure earth, pure water, pure fire, pure ether, we immediately get purified. So that is the advantage. In a gross level also, just you stay with a pure devotee, just being in his presence, all our consciousness is getting purified. We get contact. We experience some sort of peace and satisfaction. And this is the experience of many people. They say, oh, we were just in presence of Prabhupada and we felt such a calm, such a peace. Because they came in contact with the pure elements of nature. That is like that. And now here there is different philosophies. Of course, there are different philosophers. They teach in a different way to make us understand what is the reality of this world. But we have to understand that there are the proper way to understand. Various worldviews are there. Now, with the same understanding, people say, yeah, see, these people, like I was coming yesterday, the person who was, because there is so much traffic. So instead of booking any cab, we try to book on a bike. So we can save so much time in the traffic. So I was coming on bike, he was dropping. Then he was a Muslim. He started asking, what is meant, you are a monk, and what do you do, and all these things. And he said, why you should renounce this world? You can enjoy also. And that is actually the main challenge they have. I said, yeah, it is why you should not get married. You can get married also. I said, it is not question of marrying or not marrying. It's a question of what is helping you to focus on the Lord. That is very important, which is helping you to meditate and focus on the Lord. So that is what is important. So here, because of his meditation on the Lord, there are so many things that are happening which are not in his control. Whatever Lord wants will happen. He is absorbed in the Lord. Here, Avadut Brahman. So I have two things to discuss. One is about different philosophies. Another is about meditation. I thought I will talk on philosophies first. Meditations I have spoken. What is different forms of meditation and all. But some more nice things are there. The different philosophical systems. And I don't want to go deeper, but how will they describe the reality? Because here also we are trying to understand from the association of sadhus. Because each of them, the place of primal cause of certain elements of creation, and we try to derive from a logical point of view. All the systems are equally valuable. There are different philosophical systems. However, if you take a look at their practical conclusions, we can see that some of them lead to destruction of the world and human personalities, where the other, quite in reverse, restore the integrity of the world and personalities. So there are different worldviews, different philosophies in this world. That I will share some of the things with you. It is very helpful. Now, from the point of view, the materialistic worldview, where God and soul are totally rejected, becomes the most destructive. according to those, matter is the only thing that exists, and it is the only beginning from which everything emanates. And this is also a very typical monotheistic religion, where the inanimate matter takes the place of God. Now, what scientists they say, okay, you are saying you follow certain religion, and if you don't follow, you go to hell. And then otherwise you go to heaven. Then they say that according to other religion, they will go to heaven and you will go to hell. That means if according to this formula, if I have to go to heaven, I have to enter into hell according to all other, I will enter into the hell of all other religious practices because I didn't follow them. So to enter into your heaven, but you are entering into so many people's hell also. They say first you sort out among yourself, which exactly happens. So we try to understand what are the different, of course, it is a very big topic, but I will just tell you what all philosophies are there and what all they talk, little only. It is quite nice things to know about. So from the materialistic point of view, where God and soul are totally rejected, becomes the most destructive, because this is, according to those, matter is the only thing that exists, and it is only beginning from which everything emanates. This is a typical monotheistic religion. So where the inanimate matter takes the place of God. So there is no God, only matter is God, that's all. So inanimate matters give birth to everything else, since it has a mystical ability for self-organizing and evolving, though it is not clear where the ability comes from and why the inanimate objects, matter, need to be evolved. So according to this, oh, it's just matter. Matter comes and goes. So this then you cannot ask why matter is evolving. It's an evolution within the matter. That's how we came. But why it is happening, they don't have. And according to this philosophy, the goal of human life is to derive all possible material pleasures, like eat, drink, and be many for tomorrow, for the death of the body, everything comes to an end. And the only outcome of all of it. I have a nice table to share with all of you. But before that, I will just wanted to just clarify some things. So then I will share the table with you with explaining all the philosophies. So now then comes so this is a destructive, because everything comes to an end. Just eat, drink, and be merry. And the only outcome of all our efforts in this world is death. If you follow materialism, the result is death. The destructive nature of such ideas for the world and for every individual is obvious. Like thirst for life for them turns into an infinite series of overindulgence and sense gratification, which are inevitably bringing them closer to death. Like there are great number of morals and honest atheists, but we cannot draw any logical conclusion of their morality, because what is right today is not right tomorrow. It is the result of some social pressure, or the proper upbringing they are behaving. But the motivation of such woe is actually not correct. Like say, like previously abortion was considered illegal. Now it is legal. So where is morality? What was moral that time is no more moral now. And what is moral now? In future it is previously it was, man marriage and all. It was not correct. Now it is okay. So, and then there is polytheism, or belief in God, more than one God, is a more subtle form of materialism that can be called energetic materialism, we can call. So in contrast to primitive pragmatism, like Indian version of polytheism is a philosophical system which spiritualizes the force of nature. Like according to this system, God manages universe, are partially present even in our body. which is a tiny replica of the universe. There are chakras, there are energies, and various demigods who are operating this within our body. According to this idea, the source of this world is either a creator and dissolved in his creation or matter. So he created and is just finished. He just remain in an energy form, that's all. And then polytheism, therefore, is a view of world as an energetic system, all parts of which interact with each other beyond mere just mechanical system. The materialistic worldview modifies the world in order to easier manipulate it. Whereas polytheism teaches how to see consciousness in the most minute manifestation of the universe and to express respect to the spirit acting through matter. So this is, they see the energy within that and they respect that, okay, it's the energy that is acting, not just matter. Now, this is much more positive worldview. They are seeing the energies, Shaktas basically, who teaches one reverence in life. How to be reverential, okay, matter you are dealing, you have to be respectful in all its manifestation. But it also turns people to enjoy the world just in a more refined and noble manner. Even Shaktas who worship Durga, they also want to enjoy. They know it is Shakti of the Lord, but ultimately for my enjoyment, but in a more noble way. While the attempts to doom to failure, there is also death, they also fail because of the temporary nature of material existence. So they are very respectful to nature, they are enjoying in a very proper way, though its energy. But ultimately, energy destroys. Means, the material world is bhutva pralyate. It's a temporary thing. Now, all kinds of various modern, popular, new age theories, starting like, so many other things are there, which are new age philosophies. They have this worldview. This is energy. Connect to the energy. Ultimately, for what? Enjoy nicely. So all these teachings are nothing but a futile attempt to create heaven on earth without God. So, of course, they say they are worshipping Shakta, but it is still, they don't believe in God. They just say energies. At least in Shaktas, they have form of some Durga. But some people, they say, oh, no, it's an energy. And then there is natural atheism. Anti-theism we can call. So there are atheist and then anti-theist. Of materialism is Buddhism, which postulates that the torments of material existence and denies the existence entirely. So they say Buddhism is actually materialism with a minus sign. It's a flip side of materialism. So materialism, they say that everything is matter. But according to Buddhism, emptiness is the source of everything. Materialism say matter is the source of everything. It like we have this binary function 0, 1, 0, 1 in our laptop, computers and all. According to materialism, it's matter that is coming. According to Buddhism, the 0 it is coming. So it's both flip side and say it is coming from it. But emptiness is the source of everything, and that some emptiness is the purpose of all aspirations. Like Buddhism is not actually a religion in full sense. Why? Because it contains neither the concept of God nor the concept of eternal soul. It contains only the idea of suffering as a negative side of life and the understanding that humans want understanding that a human wants to and can get rid of them. Just fulfill your things and just get rid of this. Just enter into nirvana, negativity, 0. And now a person who is following the Buddhist practice, he understands that overcoming suffering as a negation of material existence. So I just have to end there. Ultimately, they say suicide is the best thing. And Buddhist actually, according to them, they must follow very strict moral principles such as ahimsa, non-violence, and like they limit their sensual and bodily pleasures also. And that's why we can see Buddhism is much more elevated and beneficial than neo materialism. But the highest goal for Buddhism is to achieve this primeval emptiness. You just have to go into emptiness. Like one joke was there, one devotee was telling, there was some movie, it came, it seems, Kung Fu Panda, whatever. Don't see that. It's a cartoon, it's not regular movie. It's children movie. So in that, this fellow, he gets some secret, and he fights, and at last he said that the big secret is there in this. You have to read that. And then he opens, and nothing is there. It's just blank. And then the answer for the question what he searched is nothingness. Ultimately, it is zero. I was like, this is nice. He works so hard for what? For nothing. So the highest goal for a Buddhist to achieve is emptiness, nothing, which is no more than destruction of human individuality, right? Now, then there is next step, that is realization of much more deeper nature of existence, is impersonal, pantheistic. So this is monism, we can call it. It suggests that human beings, the Homo sapiens, there is spiritual bliss. There is homogeneous spiritual bliss for human beings. Like we just have to achieve this homogeneous spiritual bliss, and there is of the material variety or a singular spiritual principle of all existence. Everything is only one. This is Shankara's monistic school, Advaita Vedanta, they call it very famously. And this is the very elevated way of explaining. But also people say Buddhism is the antithesis of materialism, whereas Advaita Vedanta is antithesis of polyism. Like this philosophy is similar to Buddhism in many points. And that's why it is called covered Buddhism. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, no, this is actually no, Lord Shiva only tells to Parvati. Mayavadam Ashashastram, Prachannam Bodham. It is actually Ashashastram. It's covered Buddhism. In this philosophy, the impersonal spirit, Brahman, replaces emptiness as a primeval cause of all causes. If emptiness is something completely negative, Brahman is the initial light, the positive spiritualness that creates everything. Similarly, to Buddhism, Advaita Vedanta, so they all want to get liberation. So I'll just share one chart for you. So here we are. So relationship to the world and to the self. And there is a philosophy or system of belief. And then we have the next column, the primeval cause of creation, the goal of the follower, and practical consequences. This is what it is here. So now, first is the thesis. What is thesis is that acceptance of the world and self, identification with the perishable body or mind. So this is the relationship of world unto the self. This is the called thesis. And the philosophies that come out of it. Philosophies are belief system. First is Charvak's philosophy, and Democrats and Marxist, all this communism comes in that. And subtle energetic materialism, anti-polytheism, and modern new age spiritual movements, they all have this understanding that the self-identification with perishable body. We are body, we just have to work with it. And according to them, the cause of all causes, the primeval cause, is the inanimate matter. So that is what they feel, that what is the cause of everything is matter only. That's why it does not matter whatever happens. And then they say that and what is the goal of the follower? Material sense gratification or dominance over matter. And what is the practical consequences of that system? Destruction of the world, ecological and economic crisis, degradation of personality. This we see, world is destroying, the polar ice is melting, so many species are getting extinct. So that's an ecological problems. And economic crisis, and that is there everywhere. So many nations are becoming bankrupt, not only people. And we have, previously people were able to survive with some 5,000 rupees monthly salary. Now even if it is 50,000, it is not sufficient. At least 2-3 lakhs are minimum needed to survive. So this is economic crisis. And degradation of personality, we can see that every day without much no need of any explanation for it. And then the subtle energetic materialism. So this is ancient polytheism, where they accept that there is some energy, but we just have to somehow manipulate it, and in a noble way we enjoy it. So they say the God creator merged himself with his creation or matter in this subtle energetic aspect. This is what they explain. The creator merged himself with his creation or matter in its subtle energetic aspect. No need to separately worship him. Matter is only God. So in that, what happens? There is the goal of the follower is subtle pleasures of energies, domination over energies, and development of subtle mental abilities and powers. So this is also obtained by such people. And then what is the practical consequence? What happens if people are following this new age spiritual movements, modern new age spiritual movements? An attempt to dominate over God's energy by placing it at service of the self, and a desire to improve karma makes one more attentive to consequences of action, or feed one's subtle egoism. This is actually what happens. That means our identification, false ego, keep on increasing. Say, I just have to somehow achieve it, somehow manage and become to the topper. I should have at least 1 million followers. I should have this, I should have that. So it's a dominance over, we want to improve our karma. That is what we are trying to do. We want to have better karma, which will help us to become a better person. Better person in terms of enjoying in this world. I am enjoying in some simple 3 BHK, but I want to have an independent villa with a garden and huge palatial building or whatever. So we are trying to improve our karma by subtle understanding. And it's more attentive to the consequences of action. So that is ego. So this is thesis. That means everything is mostly it is identification with matter, and everything is matter only. So that's why it does not matter what is going to happen. So next is antithesis. So there is thesis, everything is matter, and next is antithesis, opposite to it. So the rejection of material world and the self as the conditioned material personalities. So first is like karma, second is jnana. We have only 3, karma, jnana and bhakti. So it is simple. So in this, they reject matter. They say the cause of everything is matter, which they say, no, it's not like. Just a second. I know it is little tough, but it is important to know what is the world view, what is this philosophies, which is especially for preachers. It is very helpful to know how these philosophies are acting and what is the result of such philosophies. And these philosophies are there in the world. And I'm sorry for not taking any stories. I just thought I will talk on philosophy this time. And here, so there is antithesis. This is first type of antithesis Buddhism. And there are Jain, Vajaranya, Mahayana, and Hinayana. So these three are Buddhist. I think all these are Buddhist different sect. Not sect. Yeah, sect is part of the whole. Yes, different is. And then what is their understanding about this initial premises or whatever the ultimately their the primal cause of creation is emptiness. From everything comes is emptiness. And then we see the next, the goal of the followers, return into the emptiness, termination of individuality, suicide. Clear? And then there is strict moral principles, like detachment from the world, ahimsa, non-violence to other living beings. So this is the consequences. So it is little better than the previous ones of degradations. And then there is impersonalism. Even that is also antithesis. It is one way equal to Buddhism because they also say matter is illusion. Both this they say matter is nothing, it's zero. But whereas impersonalists they say matter is illusion, spirit is real. Brahma Satya, Jagan Mithya. So they say matter is zero. Here, whereas in Buddhism, they don't talk about spirit only. They say matter is zero, illusion. Mayavadis also say matter is illusion, but they say spirit is also there. So they say that primordial, impersonal spirit, Brahman is the cause. For Buddhists, that zero is cause. They start from zero. And merging with the spirit, the loss of temporal individuality. So that is the ultimate thing they want to attain. They want to give up their individuality. They just give up this body and the soul is merged into the original spiritual entity. And then what is the consequences? Tolerance, peacefulness, and breadth of use up to omnivoriousness, total detachment from worldly pleasures, sometimes, closeness, and like basically it's you are into Brahman more. But ours is synthesis. So this is important for us. So here synthesis acceptance of the unified Lord. So we are accepting the Lord here. So it is Judaism, Christianity, Vaishnavism. Personality of Godhead who possesses energies and restoration of relationship with God and obtaining love to Him and loving of all living creatures, compassion and mercy with lack of maturity. There are religious. Like here you see, if you see the impersonalism, the Advaita Vedanta, this is inferior even to Judaism, Christianity also in one level. This is not our saying. It's actually Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying all these things. I'm just sharing with you. Don't be upset with me. So it's actually acceptation of the world as an instrument of service to God. So this is actually, I will share the screen. As an instrument of service to God and the self as a personality having relationship with Him. So and personality possessing energies, intelligence and will, and is also restoration of relationship with God and obtaining love to Him as a source of all existence, restoration of spiritual individuality. And here religious fanatism and a desire to convert everyone to their own faith. So this is actually what happens. So now, so hope you understood some of the points. So what I want to tell is that this is how the world is divided now, according to their beliefs, their faith. And by knowing all these things, what happens is we know where we are standing, what we are practicing, and what is the consequence of this practice. So we are not, it's a very, very subjectively we are trying to analyze. We are not trying to judge that, okay, we are only right. No. What we are telling is, this is how you think and this is how you become. So this is our understanding. Like the followers of Advaita Vedanta, they demonstrate tolerance and many other wonderful qualities. But they push their universalism to the extreme, calling everyone as God. I am God, you are God, and all are God. Because this statement cannot, but it will only flatter our pride. And someone who is honest, this is obviously an exaggeration. So how can I be God? So the followers of this school, they purely, they actually understand that this school, they pursue the goal, the dissolution of God or spirit, which is ultimately destruction of one's individuality and can be considered as spiritual suicide also, right? And even at this level, we see an attempt to eliminate a significant element of creation, that is individuality of the soul. And another important danger than that is eradication of love. In Shankara philosophers, if you follow that, there is no love because you don't have individuality. If I am separate, you are separate, then there is love. But there is no love. That is which is the most valuable thing. Now, the concept of God as a personality is the most complete description of reality. It is not difficult to see, like we give the parable of 6 blind men. They are seeing. So everybody is seeing this world and they have their own way of explaining the reality. And we don't say it is wrong, but it is not complete. Here, our understanding is the soul that has identified itself with matter tries to independently enjoy this world in its gross and subtle manifestations. So, antithesis, failing to find satisfaction and happiness in their attempt, the soul denies the world and its own individuality and it tries to overcome suffering through dissolution. So that is the mistake they do. And then, but the idea of personal and merciful God, it is found in all monotheistic religions, Judaism, Christianity, Islam, and Vaishnavism. These 4 of them has monotheistic religions. So if that's why Islam and Christianity are superior to Shankara followers, according to the philosophy, because they are monotheistic religions. Whereas Shankara followers, now I will be very politically wrong if I say, Arey, you are not supporting Sanatana Dharma people and you are telling Christianity. It's actually, it's not like that. We are trying to understand according to philosophy because they follow monotheistic religion. The personality of God as a primeval cause of all causes that exist is the only one, no matter how we name him. The Lord is called Jehovah in Judaism, God the Holy Spirit, the God the Father or Holy Spirit in Christianity, Allah in Islam. And here we call the name Vishnu. Vishnu means all pervasive. So Rama means the source of all pleasure. Krishna means one who is all attractive. So we also call. So relying on the living experience of the saintly and holy scriptures, monotheistic religions, they talk about the existence of God and more definitely about God being a personality. So of course in Islam also there is Sufi sect which says that Lord is impersonal. So there is another sect within Islam also. Not everybody is like monotheistic. So it is a Lord, but he's inconceivable, all comprehensive personality rather than some abstract scheme. So God created this diversified world using his own energies. The existence of God world gives God a possibility to manifest himself to his full potential. That is to reveal his infinite love and beauty. Why Lord is creating? He wants to reveal his love and beauty. So, like God created in order to interact with every living entities, which are generated by his own endowed with freedom. So we all have freedom. So Lord is creating. So this is the main thing. Now, of course, okay, I will try to say some few other things which are which actually are helpful to understand some aspects of this reality. And why it is important to know all these things is to know what we are practicing. Generally, what happens is why people they become against this religious and all is because they see that this is so much dogma is there. Like people they try to push their own point. So why it happens also, that is also very important. I will just speak few words. Why people are so much into their own way that I am only right. All other religions are wrong. Why this tendency comes in the religious people? That is also very important to know, because people stop working. So they don't work for understanding the truth. So then that becomes into religious fanaticism. They say, no, this is... So any inanimate creature from a microorganism to human being is aspiring to realize exactly the three qualities of spirit: eternity, knowledge, and bliss. So this actually, we try eternity in different ways. How we try to be eternal? So because it is not possible. A stubborn human being, he desire for perfection in nothing but the thirst for full realization of spiritual nature. So now, but whereas a materialist cannot give any such possibility for, because human beings, his material body cannot be eternal. I want to be eternal, but body is not eternal. So nice science achievement can fix this situation, because matter is doomed for destruction and decomposition. So I want to be eternal, but modern science is not helping me to be eternal. And humans, they cannot fully realize his need in absolute and infinite knowledge, because the material organs of cognition, what are the senses and mind, are imperfect. So I told three desires for human beings: eternity, knowledge, and bliss. Eternity is not possible because the body is not eternal. So I am not able to achieve it. Okay, can knowledge be possible? Even that is also not possible, because my mind and senses are limited. They're imperfect. Whereas the desire to get insatiably and unconsciously, we are some same attributes of matter as like we want to have more knowledge, but not possible. And then third thing is we want to have bliss. But with this body, the bliss is also limited. So the material senses are limited. Any material pleasure quickly loses its spark or often turns into opposite. So fitness of any material happiness is actually poisonous. Yehi sansparshya bhoga dukkhayo nayavate. And it turns, by definition, happiness is initially there, but it becomes poisonous. So that's why the desire to obtain this is very difficult. So we are trying to get something, but somehow it don't work, unfortunately. Now, like what happens is okay, I will not become more technical. I will tell some story parts. Some story I will tell. So what happened is our acharyas, they have worked very hard to establish all these things. They really work very hard because all these philosophies, they are so much confusing for people. And that's the reason we should know why they are what they are, whether they are theses or antithesis or synthesis. Ours is synthesis. Not thesis is what? Materialism. Antithesis is what? Buddhism and impersonalism. We are synthesis of both of them. So they say everything is matter. They say nothing is matter. Everything does not matter. It's all zero. But we say it's a combination of both. They say only Buddhism, they don't even say spirit. At least in person, they say spirit. So we say spirit and matter together, combined. And there is a person also, monotheistic. So that is our understanding. And our acharyas work very hard to especially in our parampara, we have many acharyas who have come. They have performed many pastimes and they have explained these things very nicely. And here we have we'll just so we have some the Gaudiya Vaishnava acharyas who have explained the philosophy very nicely. So some of the famous acharyas from our parampara, we have Vyasatirtha and I'll just try to just so one time he was they were preaching. Madhvacharya actually was preaching to his disciples, and he has many very famous personalities. So one of the personalities, Raghavendra Swami. So his parents, they were having two children. One is married, one son got married, and daughter also gets married. And then they are little elderly aged. Their wife is 40 and husband is in 50s. They go to Tirupati. And then Lord Balaji says, I want to give a son. He said, we are already grown now age. No, but I want to give a child. So when they come back to home, wife becomes pregnant. And then the child is born. He was about to be, the child is born, but from the childhood only, and very soon his father left the world. Then his brother takes the responsibility of performing the Upanayana. Then he starts his education. But he was very sharp. He was learning things very fast, and he learned things more than anybody, all the scriptures. And then his brother-in-law helped him further his studies. And the age of 17, he gets married. But after marriage also, he wanted to continue studying. And then his wife gave permission personally to study. And he became very scholarly. One time what happens in his ashram, his guru was always appreciating him. Raghavendra Swami, then the disciples were very upset. They said, Arey, he's a family man and we are all renowned brahmacharis and he's appreciating them so much. So Guru understood. So one time Guru, he was explaining some very important verses. I feel many stories are there, just few I will tell. He was explaining very complicated, some shlokas. Even Guru said, it's very complicated. I want to think about it to explain the meaning. I want to exactly explain. So Raghavendra Swami was writing the shloka he wrote. And then in the evening, he wrote a commentary on it. He gave his explanation, kept the book and he slept. He was sleeping on a mat somewhere in the ashram courtyard. And his guru goes, while going, he saw the book and he opened and read. And he saw the explanation was so wonderful. And he took his chadar and covered Raghavendra Swami and then he went. And next day he woke up and he saw his notebook is not there and his guru's chadar is there on him. He felt very embarrassed. He went very humbly in front of his guru and he folded his hands and he asked forgiveness. He said, I don't know what happened, but somehow this chadar came upon me. I never do such things that I will take the chadar of my guru only. It is all worshipable for me, but somehow this mistake happened. And I lost my book also. Guru said, don't worry, nothing happens. Come to the class. And then they come to the class and then Guru, he says, oh, I got an explanation. So he takes the book and he explains what Raghavendra Swami. And all the disciples, he asks, how is the explanation? So, so wonderful, so wonderful. Then he says, oh, it is not my explanation. It is one of your students. And he asks, who is that? Then they say, he is the one. So they all appreciate, oh, he did so much. Then one time when Pandit comes for a debate, he said, okay, you debate with my disciples. And he very easily defeats them in the philosophy. Then he gets a title. So he gets some 3 different titles. And then after that, he goes to his house and he became very famous teacher. But he was very, very poor. Hardly his wife used to get some food to eat. And now students came to learn under him. Now it's a responsibility of Guru to feed the students also. At last his wife says, Arey, I'm not able to do anything more. Can you go nearby? There is one king. He is giving some charity to the Brahmana system. So you also go and get some charity. So he goes there. And what happens is there is a big Brahmana. So who is going to get everything? And then there are assistants. And he also goes humbly and sits behind them. That he will also get. I think he also came. So he will also share some of the charity which is going to get. So they were not very happy. And then the head Brahmana who was like supposed to get the main share of the charity, he told her, why are you just sitting? Why don't you make some sandalwood paste? So he makes a sandalwood paste. And then it is applied to all the Brahmanas. Immediately all the Brahmanas started crying. It is burning, burning, we will die. What happened? No, this chandan is something, very burning. And then they all say they say, oh, this is done by him, Raghavendra Swami. And they all come to him, say, what did you do? What did you add in this? He said, I didn't add anything. I just chanted some mantras of fire god while chanting. And some of the mantras entered into it and you are burning. Then do something. Then again he makes chandan. This time he chants the mantras of some moon god or something to make it cool. And they apply and everything goes. So when the king sees, he was very impressed. He said, wow, this is very nice. So he gives him 100 gold coin. But he brings back, gives his wife. She is very happy, but this also didn't last very long because many disciples are there. So like that, he was doing his preaching. Means he was refuting Mayavada very nicely. Of all the acharyas in Madhya Sampradaya, he is very famous. He has many mutts across the world, Raghavendra Swami. He has written many wonderful work also. He is a good singer and other things. And then he defeated many Mayavadis and impersonalists. And once his guru says him to take sannyas, then he says, oh, I am a married person, how can I take sannyas? And he has his son also. One child is also there for him. So then he takes sannyas and then he preaches, he enters into, one day he was sitting with his disciples and then he suddenly gets up and offers obeisances. And disciples said, what are you saying? He said, oh, I saw Vyasdev. He was showing 3 times. 2 years, 2 months, 2 days, takes sannyas. Sorry, enter into samadhi. So like that he enters into samadhi. So there are many pastimes of him which are explained in Madhya Sampradaya. His actually nephew writes a book on him, explaining all this pastime because they are connected to our Sampradaya. So we should know some of the pastimes at least. Thank you all very much. I am really sorry. It's very technical, but I thought it will be helpful. Somebody who is preacher, they will understand the difference in thesis, antithesis, and synthesis of the various religions and the consequences and their understandings. I thought it will be helpful. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for really difficult but to understand, but you explained everything very nicely, all the thesis, antithesis, and synthesis that is ours. And this is the first time I could understood that the monotheistic religion like Judaism, Islam, Christianity are like better than so-called Advaitavad, that is sometimes we call Sanatani. Thank you so much. I have a couple of questions, but before that, Shiva Kumar Prabhuji has one question. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, can you please go ahead with your question?
Hare Krishna, thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Prabhu, and Dr. Rams Prabhu. Prabhu, one question, Prabhu, from today's class. Vaishnavism trying to reconcile both the rejection of material world or the acceptance of material world as all in all. Just one confirmation, Prabhu. We also have this goal of the spiritual worlds, right, Prabhu? The personal liberation, Vaikuntha and Goloka and things like that. Where it is all spiritual, where we have spiritual body and the spiritual abode. Is that not a rejection of material world, Prabhu, philosophically?
We don't reject, Prabhu. We say this is also real, but it is not permanent. Whereas impersonalism, whereas Mayavada school and Buddhism, they say either it is not there or it is not real. Ours is not like that. We say that it is actually this world is real, but it is temporary. So that is the main difference between us and the other philosophies. So we say it is real, but it is a temporary one.
Okay. But Prabhu, I am asking more in terms of when we talk about spiritual abode, there it is sort of negation of material world only, right, Prabhu? The personal liberation, I'm saying, Vaikuntha, for example. Once we kind of enter in spiritual abode with a spiritual body, that is sort of negation only, right, Prabhu, of the material world, in terms of the goal, I'm saying.
We actually, we don't use that word. What we do is, we try to, because this is the energy of Lord, we try to engage the energy of Lord in Lord's service. We don't reject, we utilize it. In that way, we make it spiritualized. In the spiritual world also, we are dealing with energy of Lord, because it is directly in the service of Lord, it is spiritual. Even this world also, if you engage this energy of Lord in Lord's service, it becomes spiritual. We never negate.
Okay. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Shivakumar Prabhuji, for your question. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for answering so nicely that we don't reject, we utilize whatever we are having. Dear devotees, if you have any questions, Shukakar Krishna Prabhuji, can you please go ahead with your question or comment?
Hare Krishna, Radha Pramod Prabhu. You're doing
Hare
such a great class like Acharya Prabhu. So really, so theses, antitheses, and really we are so lucky to have you with us. Such good. These notes will you be posting in the this one so that we can get it for us.
Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhu, can tell the way how we can get antithesis, that final Krishna Prem. Give one good.
You already have, Prabhu.
No, Prabhu, you know it. You are keeping it secret. I can see your smile and you already got. You're already a pure devotee, Prabhu.
Yeah, that is what we are trying for, Prabhu. We are trying to develop that attraction to Krishna. And
Yes.
that comes when we get absorption in the holy name. That is the only method we are given by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When we are chanting, our absorption should be there in the holy name. More and more we get absorbed in the holy name. Holy name reveals Nama, Rupa, Guna and Leela. And we get addicted, we get attracted, and all the other things will go away. So anarthas will evaporate when the holy name starts manifesting. It should actually appear in us. We don't chant. The holy name himself starts vibrating. All the time the holy name goes on in the mind. That's the only way. We have to, and all the lifestyle should be in such a way that we should be able to chant all the time, 24/7 or whatever, whatever possible. But that's the goal we all should have, that I always chant the holy name.
So now there are 4 sampradayas which we are given in our scriptures, that is only the valid way to go back to Godhead. Either Sri Sampradaya or Brahma Madhegode Sampradaya or Kumar Sampradaya or the other one, what is it? Rudra Sampradaya. So
Yeah.
there are many other Babajis and Swamijis in Vrindavan. They are also very powerful. So if one of our devotee who took shelter from Jayapatak Maharaj, okay, and now suddenly he met someone and he got initiation from him. Now he is not from any of the 4 sampradayas. No, he said, I like them, I took it from him. So I told, this is not correct. You took shelter from somebody and you have made your marriage is fixed, but you're going to get married with somebody else. So I was not knowing what to do and how to solve these problems. Is this something unexpected? And somebody who recommended is from our parampara only, but they told that since that Mataji doesn't know much reading, writing, so usko jaldi mil gaya. But it is not mil gaya, no, it is something. So I told it was not right. So I don't know whether I'm doing aparad, Vaishnava aparad by telling why did you do that, and So I just wanted your clarity, how to handle such cases.
They are from college, they are demoting themselves to school. The Krishna Prema is from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Without Rupa, Sanatan Goswami, without serving Raghunath Das Goswami and Rupa Goswami, Rupa Raghunath Padayasa. So without their mercy, without serving Rupa Goswami and Raghunath Das Goswami, there is no question of Krishna Prema. These people, they may get some sort of spiritual realization, but they are not going to get access to any of the Leelas and all. They are forcefully trying to do something which is not going to work. It is actually what is called as, like, we have Bhakti Vaibhav, Bhakti Sadachar, Bhakti, this thing, and that is Bhakti Nirvishesh. So they are impersonalist only, but that is also an covered one level of the impersonal tendency. Nirvishesha Shunyavadi, what Prabhupada said, they are actually in that category. They are forcefully trying to enter into something which they do not have any qualification. So it is not possible for them to achieve any realization. They are demoting themselves, even though it looks they are doing something, they are getting something, there is some intensity, but it is all not on a very, it's not actually what is recommended by Acharyas.
It's a shortcut
It's an offense to go after getting Diksha without Guru's permission. You are going. If they are in the same Sampradaya, you can take somebody else's Shiksha Guru, that's not wrong. And we can take Siksha from others who are bona fide, that's not wrong. But mantra, just by chanting Radhe 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 Radhe, you're not going to get anything there. It is not possible. It is not the proper way of meditation. Actually, maybe if next time I get opportunity to talk in Bhakti Sangha, I can take on that topic where what exactly is the procedure of today I'm supposed to take, but somehow I couldn't open my notes. So whatever I opened, I started speaking on that. So
But
that is not actually
if
possible.
I advise them, is it a Vaishnava, but I feel I did something wrong or
No. That's not Vaishnava. We have to tell what is truth. You have to tell them it is not going to work for them. It is not in the parampara. It is not, they are not going to achieve any success. Even they have to again come back to the Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya line to achieve Krishna Prem. Because without Rupa Goswami, serving without Rupa Goswami, like no, without serving Gauranga Bolite Hobe Pulaka Sharira, in that song it is very clear. Rupa Raghunatha Pate Hoibe Yakuti Kabe Hamahira Bo Jugala Piriti. So only Rupa and Raghunath Das Goswami, that's all, no other way. Nobody can allow us to enter into spiritual world without serving them. We have to serve them. We serve Rupa, we follow Nectar of Devotion, Nectar of Instruction, Manas Siksha. They are the books for us to follow and to follow in the footsteps and reach there.
so that's why I want to know whether it's a Vaishnava, but I'll get my chanting will
No,
go
you
off.
have to
and
tell
this
them what is right. It's not Vaishnava.
I told it's a spiritual suicide. You took from our sampradaya, you want somewhere, you don't know what is this.
They are not in a sampradaya, bro. They are spiritual suicide only. They are not going to any bona fide sampradaya also. It's not bona fide sampradaya.
But they are from Vrindavan and they are giving Om Namah Shivaya
They
chanting.
can be in Vrindavan, bro, but there are so many people in Vrindavan, but it is not going to work. Meditation on Krishna is not possible without mercy of Rupa Goswami and Raghunath Das Goswami.
Oh, then what about the other sampradaya? They are not having Rupa Raghunath is not there, no? The other three sampradayas, they are having Alvar.
They don't want that, na. They want something else. They don't want Radha Krishna. They want to go to Vaikuntha. They want. If you want to have Manjari Bhav, like what is given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is only through this. You can go to Dwaraka, you can get other things, but you cannot get what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave.
With Krishna himself.
Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you for the fantastic answer. Today I can sleep peacefully. I thought I will just lose everything, you know. If that that guru curses me, you know, I will be out of this life. I was worried.
Not curse. We are talking what is. We are not naming anybody or saying anything. We are just telling that if you do this, you are not going to get, and we should not. They are very unfortunate that they are going to some other place because they didn't understand our philosophy properly. That's why this is why we have to work so hard and learning all these things. Only one reason, so that people know that we know very scientifically all the things, and then we are making a decision.
Thank you very much, Prabhu. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you.
Thank you, Sukha Krishna Prabhuji, for asking. You always ask wonderful question. Thank you, Prabhuji, for giving the clarifying answer. Dear devotees, please feel free to raise your hand if you have a question. Till then, Prabhuji, I have two questions. One, you in the chart you showed there in the end for synthesis, you like in the goal section, no, outcome section, there is a like we try to convert others to what we believe, right, Prabhuji? There one point was there. So Prabhuji, like I personally felt in my family who were not devotee first, but later became later got Gaudiya initiation. So, but previously they used to tell me like why you are forcing or why you are so fanatic about this is the only correct path if you want to reach that if you want to reach Radha Krishna Prem. But I don't wanted to pose myself as a fanatics, but it automatically comes. No, like if you want to get Radha Krishna Prem or to that, then you have to follow this. Then how to deal with this situation, that not posing ourselves as fanatics, but make them understand, no, this is the way. Can you enlighten, please?
One important thing is when you are trying to help them, don't try to prove that we are right and they are wrong. Second is we should not prove that we are superior, they are inferior. We have to tell in a very subjective way that this is the result of this, this is the result of this, this is the result of this. And if you want to achieve something, then you have to do. Say like people say, why I should not take non-veg, why I should not drink tea, coffee. Now the answer I give is, say if somebody want to get a gold medal in say gymnastics, now they cannot just go to some fast food center, eat burger, pizza, and chocolates and ice creams the way they want. They have to be very strict in their diet. They're very strict with their diets, because that is then only they'll be able to do their gymnastics and achieve their gold medal in Olympics. Now, similarly, if you want to achieve something in for the spirituality, means your mind should be calm and peaceful. For that, you have to keep your diet also like that, because your food is going to affect the vibrations in your mind, which will not allow you to concentrate. Now, it is up to you to whether choose. If you are choosing spirituality, then you have to give up non-veg. We have to give up the violent food. Similarly, like if you have to tell that, okay, if you practice something, if you say everything is matter, materialism, the end result is death. If you say everything is spirit, but there is nothing to do with matter, it's just one single spirit, homogeneous, then the result is this. If you want to say that, okay, there is God, but no energies or whatever, the result is this. But if you want to have loving and caring and this type of God, then this is the method. It is not, then they have to make a choice. So we are giving them that this is what the result of what you do. Then they will understand, okay, very logically, scientifically presented. It's not any fanatism in that. Like now I explained all these things. I am not telling we are only right. I am telling this is the thing, you make this formula, you get this. You apply this formula, you get this. Now you make a choice. So where is fanatism in that? We are just very subjective. We are trying to tell what is the outcome for what. So we say Krishna is supreme and we don't say we are the highest. That's why we are highest. But still, very subjectively we can say that this is how this is the subject. So it is not fanatism. We are trying to explain, and it is their choice to whether to make what choice they want to make. Because we tell that if you go in this bus, you go to Mumbai, you go in this bus, you go to Chennai, in this bus, you go to Calcutta. So now they have to make a choice which bus they have to get. You cannot say, no, you are fanatic. I want to sit in this bus, I'll go to Calcutta. No, this bus will go to Mumbai. So you cannot go. So where is fanatism in that? We are just telling what is the truth, without trying to pose that I am the best person, not trying to pose that you are degraded. Prabhupada never did like. Prabhupada didn't tell that I am the best. Prabhupada was very humble. He's trying to help them without judging them that you are inferior or anything. Prabhupada said, okay, this is the right thing. Please take it. It will help.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. I was disconnected for a few moments because my device died. So I would go back and re-listen what you said because it got recorded. But thank you so much, Prabhuji. And another thing is that like you said that the materialism and like anti-theism, like Buddhism, they are not a religion. So what's the difference between religion and dharma? Like
religion and
dharma, like like, is
Okay.
dharma and religion the same? Like, is the meaning same or like?
Yeah, here when we call it as a religious practices and all, we are trying to see that it's it's actually because it does not deal in terms of spirit. It is it's not religion full sense of the word because it does not have the concept of God only. Let's say in a religion means people say, okay, which religion you follow? Okay, religion you follow means there should be some God in it. But Buddhism, there is no God only. So in that way, we don't say it's a religion. That is the point I want to take. And there is no eternal soul also. So in that way, even okay, in one way, even impersonally say there is only Brahman. They don't have any form of Lord or anything. But at least they accept it is Brahman, there is spirit. But in this case, they don't even accept that there is a spirit soul or anything. So it's like everything is matter only or no matter. So here it is, atheists, they say everything is matter. Exactly opposite Buddha says there is no matter, nothing, zero. So in that way, it's not any religion. Of course, they have some practices to ultimately to achieve nothingness. So in that way, we are telling. So when it comes to dharma, many understandings are there. One dharma is the constitutional position. What is exactly in this context? It is what I was telling is in here religion in the sense worship of God, accepting God. So they don't accept only God. So where is the question of religion in that context?
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Right.
Hemangi Gopishwari Mataji, can you please go ahead with your question?
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you for giving me the opportunity. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you for this very technical class. Just a quick question. So you mentioned that Christianity and Islam is monotheistic religion. So what would be their destination?
Actually, what happens, Mataji, in all religions, there is a mixture of karma, jnana, and yoga. Bhakti also. 4 parts are there in everywhere. And that's why they end up there is a mixture of that's the like why they do religion, because they want to get some material things. So this is karma mentality. And why they are doing religion? Because they want to get free from suffering. This is jnana mentality. Why they are doing religion? Because they want to achieve some perfections. This is yoga mentality. And why they are practicing that religion? Because they want to develop love of God, and they want to serve Him. So this type of desire to serve the Lord, to be selfless, not wanting anything from oneself, is also there in the pure teachings of Islam, Christianity, and Judaism, which very rarely can be seen now. And if that is there, then definitely they will achieve a very higher destination. They may enter into Vaikuntha also, but that is not clearly understood by them. We cannot say that they will not achieve perfection. That is also not correct. But where they will go, it is not clear whether they will get an opportunity. If I say that, okay, they will be born in India again, become a Vaishnava, that looks like fanatic. Ultimately, you are telling you are only highest. But they will achieve, because if you see some of the prayers of the initial like saintly persons, the great saints, Saint Francis and saints, well, their prayers, and they are very, very devotional. So they have an understanding of God. They know there is a person God, but somehow they didn't get the darshan of Lord in terms of 400 form of Vishnu or anything. But yeah, definitely. I cannot say they will go to Vaikuntha also. I cannot say that they will come to India to be born in a Vaishnava family. But yeah, there is perfection in that.
So Prabhuji, so if somebody is practicing Christianity, like I have a friend, I gave her some of our books as well, and she said, well, this is so similar to what we practice. And so
Yeah.
what would be the suggestion to them? Just obviously they should continue on with what they're doing, because that also can lead them to perfection if they are doing it with the proper mood, to achieve love of God and no material desire, that kind of thing.
Yeah, but they have to get the teachings of that very pure saints from their tradition, because they so much depend on saints. Their practice is to learn the stories of the saintly people, try to imbibe in their life. So if she is doing like that, that's actually correct only. It's no wrong. Still, we can suggest, okay, if you are, because for them to impose our practices is not, they're already practicing sincerely their things. And definitely there is sincerity in their practice. Krishna will definitely give them intelligence to come in right direction. And we just have to tell, be sincere. Always, you can tell her to add one prayer in their life, that you always go and pray to your Lord, my dear Lord, give me right direction. Give me intelligence to accept what is right, your will. So, my dear Lord, give me intelligence and right direction, and a will and a intelligence to accept your will. Even that much sincere prayer they are doing, then definitely whatever is best for them will happen.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji, for wonderful question. Thank you, Prabhuji, for clarifying answer. Sukakar Krishna Prabhuji, can you please
Prabhu,
go ahead?
actually, I forgot to tell you, when I was trying to correct that person, that you made a mistake, somebody other, Mataji, who is from our own sampradaya, I don't want to tell from which guru, she's telling, so Tulsidas, वो तो कौन संप्रदाय का था, वो भी भगवान का भक्त है ना. Like that, they're arguing with me as if I should keep quiet, shut. Everybody can choose whichever guru. Krishna only giving intelligence to choose. You know, they're talking something. I just, sorry, I don't want to talk anything. I just came out of that, you know. Because they're trying to point, oh, there are bhakta. It's not that only this 4 bhakta. There are many bhaktas, pure devotees. They can still initiate. But I said, when there is a real Prabhupada that's given such a good thing, why we should go here and there and risk your life? And you are recommending to go somewhere when your guru is waiting to give initiation. So I just thought I will just keep quiet. But that also is telling me I should speak the truth. Now, I should not keep quiet when somebody is doing wrong.
No, if they're already initiated, for them we should tell. If they're not initiated, they're just taking, then better they can go. They are initiated, if they're going, then we have to tell them that they are doing wrong.
They got initial shelter, but initiation they took on somebody else. Some guru who is from some Rudra
That means they never
Sampradaya.
took shelter only. That means they didn't take shelter. They did not take shelter, because shelter means they should try to learn the teachings, they understand the philosophy, they should properly imbibe the mood and all. They didn't get it. So then that's not a problem. Let them do it.
What that
They
other
save
person
the-
told, that they don't know to read or padne ko nahi aata. I said, the lot of Bangladesh devotees who doesn't know anything, but still Japatak Maharaj initiation. So that is not a groundwork that you should go to someone else.
Yeah. No, it is not a question of padai aata hai, if they can read or not. It's a question of how much they
Shraddha.
are serious about their Shraddha, how much they are serious about understanding the truth. Even if they don't understand, they cannot read, they can hear the classes, they can hear the lectures. There are so many, whichever language you have, there are recordings in that language where they can hear and understand the philosophy. So it's not a question of reading, it's a question of sincerity. And let them, they are not very serious about, they want some, generally enough people want to pay less and get more. Say wherever I am getting maximum benefit, I will do.
Free.
And they go for shortcuts. And then they end up like that. We cannot do anything with them.
Many of my Christian friends, I tell them chant one round, they start chanting and they like it. I didn't chant one round.
Yeah, they're sincere,
But-
they will chant. They'll not mind chanting. That is the name of God. You say if you want to love God, then this is the name of God. Why don't you chant? So if they are sincere, the Paramatma in the heart will inspire them to chant. So it's not a problem.
I told Prabhupada in America, a lot of Americans, they were Christians only, but he made them chant and they are happy. So they are doing that. Sometimes they take it seriously.
Yeah.
I told I'm not converting because Prabhupada is general. You can have any sampradaya, still you can add. It's additional mercy you will get from Prabhupada. So they are
You
doing.
tell them, you remain a Christian, but chant Hare Krishna. You'll get purified.
But remember, but then?
You remain Christian, but chant Hare Krishna, you tell them.
Yes,
So,
one mala.
that's good
Thank
for
you.
them.
Hare Krishna.
Actually, in Greece, there are Christian monks who stay. They don't have electricity. No woman is allowed in that area. They fast remote places. They stay. And one of our devotee went, what do you do? Oh, we chant 16 notes every day. I said, why? He said, how can we maintain our ashram otherwise? We will not be able to remain like this. So they chant 16 notes there, not just 1, 2. They are monks, they chant 16. They are Christian monks.
Then why? How they stay taken? What is the reason? Any motivation?
No, they want to practice their celibacy. They need some strength. They get from chanting Hare Krishna.
Oh.
So they can be Christian but chant Hare Krishna.
Mahamudra is so powerful.
Yeah.
Very good. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you, Mataji.
Prabhuji, I don't see any more hand raised. So thank you so much, Prabhuji, for your wonderful class and very, very technical, but yet it was easy to, you explained this very comprehensively so that less intelligent person like me can understand things nicely. Dear devotees, we can offer our obeisances to Prabhuji.
कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः।
राधे राधे।
जय। Thank you, Prabhuji, for beautiful.
Jai Ho.
राधे राधे।
Nityananda.
राधे
Jai
राधे।
Shri Radhe
Closing the call, dear